Alright, yeah, I start with the subject first, then I tell my story. As you can see, I'm on Linux Mint. So, if you're running Linux Mint, that's 7 LDE 7, and you install VirtualBox, and I don't know if it's even with a new machine, but I wanted to open an old machine, as these are my privacy machines. This is just purely for my YouTube channel. Nothing YouTube will ever be opened up in this base operating system. Salix terminal, that's Salix of course, Slackware for the lazy ones. And that is my office, that's where I do all my office work. And yeah, I'll get into that later because there's some very interesting stuff. You might have had the message, what's it called, please remove a KVM Kernel Module or something, because when you open it up you can see I have an aborted. I had an error message. Can I still see the error message? Snapshot, logs. Let's see. No, it didn't tell me. It doesn't matter. However, resource use, file manager. How do I get rid of this now? Oh, well done, Dirk. However, back to the VirtualBox and the KVM kernel modules. So we click this away and we're going back here. Details, that's what we want. Yeah, said, I don't have the error message anymore. However, you will get an error aborted. You will see it will start loading and off it goes. It doesn't work. So, first, I think it worked without, but I put my user, of course, into the vbox user group. That's the command. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Of course not. That would be too easy. Maximize. Where is it then? Always. Maximize. Well, that's great. I trust you can see much better now. No, it doesn't do it. I hope for resize. That's great. That's very helpful too. Okay, I'll put them in I have it on a text editor here so that you can read it better, right? So here it is. And view. So that's what I use in a terminal, right? So I open up the terminal and I wrote sudo usermod ag vboxusers and my username. And that didn't sort it out. Then I went... Now where are we here? So, to get this kernel, you need to know which kernel you have to get out, right? So, if you have to get the KVM kernel add-ons out, I added this. lsmod space this thingy here, a grep space KVM, and that will show you if you fire it up now. Join. Oh yeah, it's gone because I deleted them already. Okay, so it will list lots of KVM stuff. And oh dear me, So the next command I used, you have to take the top one, that lsmod. It's listing these mods, right? And the top one, in my case, because it's an Intel CPU, it says KVM_inter. So I use this with sudo modprobe space dash little r, lowercase r, and then space the top one you have. If you have AMD, it might state KVM AMD or whatever you got, or NVIDIA. So and that's what you have to do, and that will remove it. I did reboot it, and everything was okay. So as you can, if you can see now, oops, we don't cancel it yet. So if I want to open it up, for example, my office here, doink, it just opened it up. Yeah, I still get the message about the. Oh, I clicked something. Oh yeah, I clicked something away. Oops. The hands are faster than the eyes. That means something. Bruce Lee would be proud of me. So, yep. So you see, it's now working totally fine. I had just to remove the KVM. Oops, that didn't work. I thought, no, I made a mistake here. Doink, that will work. Whoa! There we go. One day I'll learn typing and spelling and stuff like this, and everything will be much easier. So, and this is my office work environment, right? So here's my Nextcloud, and if you look at that, 518 megabyte. Oh yeah, look at this. Help in cloud. No, 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 no. And no, 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 no. So, 523 it says now. Oh, I'm croaking. Sorry, guys. I was meant to be. And so ever. Because you see, I moved from Mageia because I made a mistake at my installation. I made a huge root partition, and now I'm missing, because I only have a 230 gigabyte NVMe drive in it, and this is a cursed laptop anyway. So then I put 50 gigabyte for root, over 50, and that means I missed a lot on space. And because I want to play around with virtual machines, I needed that space. So that is already sorted your problem. So now it comes a little bit more for my subscribers, which are a little bit interested here. Why did I get rid of Mageia? Mageia was really good. Of course it was. I went to Linux Mint because, what did I try first? Celix. So I tried to get Celix on my laptop. And you had to be a GPT partition, and you have to go EFI, and I made that all happen. Of course not with the live medium, but with the other ISO file without live, and I could install it, and it recognized the AFI and everything, but it didn't boot. And I purely blame my laptop for it and not Celix, because I made a video how Celix will struggle and it just didn't. So it's a laptop thing. So then I thought, not a big deal, it's anyway just a base model. Put Ghost BSD on, so I used 25 something 4.3 or 3.4, and it showed my wireless networks, but I couldn't connect. I put the password in, it worked. I went into the conf file, checked if everything is alright, everything there was alright, the SID was okay, the password was okay. It just couldn't do it. I said, yeah, not a big deal, just install it anyway. So I installed it and didn't work, my wireless. I said, not a problem, just run some updates. It will work, because it worked before. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do it anymore. I don't know. Why is it that when updates are coming, why do they take the working stuff out and replace it with buggy, non-working things? I don't know. I don't understand that. That's why I like Slugware, right? Ain't broken, don't fix it. Why would you change a thing? If it's working fine, it's not a vulnerability, use it. So I would have laughed. That's why I use Celix here. This one is MX Linux, and because this is my channel environment, so I'm not firing this up, but just to show here. So now you see it didn't work, and if I click it, now it will work. Of course I got that message here. So here is this, and I fire it up. I mean, you don't even get that far, right? If you have these KVM modules running, it doesn't get anywhere. It just, you see this loading bar from firing it up, and then that was it. Oh. So here I used MX Linux because I needed, I needed, but I like it. So I use that, but I'm not going in yet, so I shut it down. So you see, after you remove the KVM modules, everything is working. So back to the story. That means GhostBSD didn't do it either. I said, all right, what I'm going to do now. And I said, you know what, because my wife, I actually made it happen. Just imagine this. For a few years now, she's using Mint Linux, LMD6. And I installed then, of course, LMDE on my laptop here too. Funny story, by the way. And the good thing is, she didn't even feel the difference. She got used to everything, and it just works. And she's working with it now without any troubles, which is absolutely great. What I then figured out, because my wife is somebody who thinks a browser tab never needs to be closed. If you have 25 open, that's totally alright. They don't cost RAM. Not that they cost you 400 megabyte each. Alright. So, oh, she has the same laptop, 12 gigabyte RAM. And however, she opens absolute everything. Then she has, of course, her Word documents open, PDFs open, and. And her laptop never ever kicked the bucket. It never crashed. Her LMD6 never ever crashed. I had LMD running, and I had a few tabs open, it died on me. I said, oh great, wonderful. And by the way, at this time I had BSD installed before that, and that never kicked the bucket on me either, but the browser kicked the bucket if you have too many opens. However, as I said, with the 24 BSD everything worked. But I will not install it for now. I'm a distro hopper, yes, and it will take me a moment because I have some work to do, and then I can distro hop again. However, and I was wondering, why is my Linux Mint kicking the bucket and my wife's doesn't? Yeah, it keeps crashing. And then I figured out I had the Ubuntu version. So then I put the LMD6 on to test that out, and yep, no more crash, nothing at all, ever. It's the same like what I had with Open Mandriva, no crashes. Mageia, absolute no crashes either. And Open Mandriva worked just really nice for me. Mageia, I couldn't, I blame my laptop's NVMe drive, must be something really specially bad. I had to put the EFI boot partition on a USB stick, which I don't need anymore yet. It wasn't a big deal, who cares? It's the same with BSD. I could have plugged in one of these tiny wireless USB sticks I have. Then I would have wireless if I need to on my laptop. So these are not deal breakers to me. Who cares? I boot some of my servers from USB sticks, right? Like OMV you can boot from a USB stick. I've got Unread running from USB stick, and I'm not going to change for a hard drive. Why in the world would I do that? It runs on a USB stick just fine, and if Ed, the Space Invader 1, wouldn't have showed me or explained to me how to break your USB stick physically, I would have never done this. Well, he made a video, explained exactly how he did it, and guess what? I could do it too. I reproduce exactly the same result. However, so in the end I decided to put LMDE on because of my wife again. Yes, I could run it in a virtual machine, but now I'm running it like this. For how long, I don't know. Is it good? Yeah, Linux Mint is good. For beginners and Windows users, I would definitely say, especially if they're afraid of changes, Linux Mint is just great. And you see this tiny thing with the VirtualBox, that can happen everywhere. Every system has a little quirks, right? Windows spies on you, scans everything you have, every document, every password you type, it's always them. And then while you're working, it reboots because it did an update. But no worries, it takes 2 hours and then it's already ready to show you the crash note, why it crashed and what happened. Oh dear me. However, I can't believe that people still use that. I mean, I have a friend. That's why I think the next videos go about privacy, or like we British people like to say, privacy. After more than 10-12 years, now he figured out, I got spammed like crazy. I need more privacy. I said, just imagine if all these data brokers know everything about you, what does somebody else know? You know what? Because today you write something and that's totally fine, and then some crazy people change some legislation and think you would have to obey with that back in the past. Right? Do you have to obey with that anyway? Who are they? Your mama and your papa, your dad? So if your dad something or your mom says, yeah, if you argue, your mom said because I said, so that means you got to do it. Otherwise there's trouble ahead, right? However, so it goes about privacy, more and more privacy. And it's easy to do. I have no clue why people are even reluctant to protect their privacy. Because my friend, then he's a little bit, I don't want to do that. I said, look, I don't have to explain everything what I do when I use it for myself. I just takes time to explain this, that you understand what's happening here. And I told him, I said, give me your phone. I said, I just want to see some of your pictures and your emails. Oh, he didn't give me the phone. I said, why not? I said, you hand everything over to strangers. I said, I'm your friend, give your phone now. And he didn't. So all of a sudden he figured out he has some things he doesn't want. It's nothing to hide, but also nothing to show, right? So, like your family photos are yours, they're not for everybody. Alright, so by the way, the funny thing is, what I had on Open Mandriva was GPU screen recorder. And I could find it on Open Mandriva, and it worked flawless. I like it, that little tool actually. It's like what was the other called? Simple screen recorder, except it just uses the GPU, and it is supposed to use the Intel driver, and I think it does a quick sync. And only Open Mandriva and Linux Mint are founded now. So quite interesting. I mean, I should make another video why I'm using VirtualBox and not Virt Manager, because I don't want to, and I explained that in another video. Just want to say, so was my GR bad? No, it was good. It had more, how can I say this? More applications and stuff to install than I would say than OpenMandriva, but OpenMandriva had everything I needed to. And you could install virtual machines. So if you really need something, and this is a principle for me now. I've got, I call them privacy machines. That's my office. I only do office work. This is only for my channel. I will make another machine where maybe without logging in, check YouTube stuff or something. And yeah, there are other things to come. So this is how it is. In the moment, I have some work to do, so I've got to work here on this machine. I have to renew things and certify stuff and get lots of things done. That's why I was a little bit late with videos. Usually I try to make more, so maybe I'll combine them a little bit here with that problem what people might encounter with Linux Mint, with VirtualBox saying, oh, I can't start my machines anymore, I can't import them, I can't, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So remove the KVM modules. And these are the commands I used, right? So, that's all I did. I mean, yeah, vbox users, you should add yourself there. lsmod, grab your KVM information, and the top one, the top information is the one you want to remove. So here it says Intel, it might say AMD, it might say NVIDIA, who knows. So, yeah, I lost a little bit my track here, so yeah, privacy. Lots of videos coming about privacy, and I think they're getting very interesting. I checked one channel, he disappeared. I think he was a little bit too thorough with it. However, so I'll make a little bit, I will also make a video about Linux Mint. I mean, yeah, there are thousands out, but they're all just saying, how can I say, they want to have to keep their subscribers, so they try to be everybody's darling, and I'm just not it. I call a shuffle, and that's just how it is. Alright, so that is that for now, and I think I had this in the, I did that before, I said I had this because I wanted people to actually also watch the video, right? Because if they just go here, they might not know what to grab then, and that's why I put it on the beginning. And the bubbling is now, and I think I cut the video short now. I still love VirtualBox very much, and I think it's absolutely great. And I make not really a comparison, I just make a video about VirtualBox, why VirtualBox and not Virt Manager. And people will hate me, and I don't really care, because, you know, rule number 1, I'm always right. Rule number 2, that's not the case. Rule number 1 will be enforced. That if they have a different opinion, they can have it. That just makes them wrong, because I'm always right. And then we all live a happy life. Alrighty, this is it. So what do we have here? Screen recorder, Nextcloud, private internet access. Yeah, so it's always good to run a VPN or something like that. But we get there. There are more options than just VPNs and stuff like that. Alright, okay, yeah, I will make a video about Linux Mint, and I think my next video will be about VirtualBox and Virt Manager, because people slander now VirtualBox, and they're not right. They're absolutely not right. Okay, just 18 minutes, look at that. Boy, I got quick videos out, do I? Alright, if somebody is still here, let me know if there's advertisement in between or not, because I do not switch advertisement on, and I said that in almost many videos many years ago. I do not want to switch that on. So, that is that. And I see you in the next one, maybe, hopefully. See you then. Bye-bye.